What's going on, guys? We are super excited to start doing more long form video content. You guys are loving and we're super appreciative of all the feedback on our short form content that we're posting on
a lot of
TikTok, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. But I feel like we get so many questions on those posts, and we really want to elaborate on the trips that we take and just, I guess, do deeper dives into all of them. Courtney does an amazing job writing a blog post after every single trip that we take. But now we're going to start doing these little trip recaps. So we have 3 that we're catching up on.
Yeah, we're a little bit late to the game, but we're starting with Costa Rica. So this one's going to be all about our trip to Costa Rica that we took in the fall. And then we're going to recap our Explorer Journeys cruise, which you guys saw a lot about. And finally, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
So let's get into it. I mean, we're going to try to break down everything from the flights to where we stayed,
where we ate, where we drank, all the excursions, pretty much any question that you guys have. We're hoping to answer during this video.
I hope it's helpful, and hopefully if you guys are looking to take a trip to any of these areas, it can either sway you in the positive direction or the negative direction. We'll be completely honest with these opinions here, guys.
Everything.
So we went in late October.
We did.
I think we left October 28th.
We were there over Halloween.
We flew on American Airlines from Greenville to Liberia, Costa Rica. There's 2 main airports in Costa Rica that you can fly into, San Jose and Liberia. This is our second time ever in the country of Costa Rica and the second time also flying into Liberia. It is a very small airport.
Teeny.
Very easy to navigate. Our flights, we felt like were a really good price considering the time frame that we booked them. We spent around $500 per person for the basic economy American Airlines ticket. We learned a lesson here. We really wanted to fly to Greenville. That's why we didn't use the companion pass or some of our other perks. And $500 is slightly higher than we would typically pay for a flight to that area. But it was really important for us to have a convenient way of getting there. The basic economy tickets were non-refundable, non-transferable.
Yeah.
Our friends actually got flights under $400 round trip. So had we booked just a regular economy ticket, we would have been able to price match or at least get some credit back. But that was lesson learned
on that one. We're always booking main cabin from now on, just in case, because usually your flights, they're gonna go up the closer to your trip. So it was kind of different that they went down, but they did on this occasion. So we wish we would have booked that main cabin so it was refundable, but it's
That's
okay.
right. We had a maybe hour and a half, 2-hour layover in Dallas Fort Worth. Love going there, although it's a very hectic airport with their train system. They have a great Centurion Lounge, and we get Centurion Lounge access for free with our Amex Platinum card. And so we got a free breakfast. I think we had a mimosa just to kind of kick off the trip with our friends, some great coffee. And then we got to Liberia. And like I said, super easy to navigate the airport. We had maybe 20 or 30 minutes total time in customs, maybe even a little less.
Pretty quick.
The bags were ready when we got. I remember you stand in line, you go through customs, you get your passport stamped, and then you walk right out to the baggage claim area. And I'm 99% sure that our bags were already sitting there when we got off.
Yeah, I think they were. We didn't have to wait at all, which is pretty crazy. But it's a Changi airport, so it kind of makes sense.
So grabbed our luggage and we headed out to the main area where you'll either pick up a rental car or you'll have your transportation set up. So we met a guy last year when we traveled there, Alex. And he owns a transportation company. I think he's got a fleet of 3 or 4 vehicles, all different sizes. Most of them are like large passenger, 16-person vans, 8 to 16 people vans. And so he was there waiting for us with a sign with our name on it. And
some cold water, some cold beer. His company is called Red Pacific Sunset. So we always call him Alex. You know, we have his number saved as Alex, but that's his actual company name.
We'll link his information in the description here because we could not recommend him more.
So sweet.
And we recommend having a driver.
100%. Definitely get a driver or someone you trust, because if you've never driven on the roads of Costa Rica, they're a little bit scary. Like I wouldn't trust myself driving on them. They're just narrow. People drive kind of fast. You know, it's one of those kind of places. So we would definitely recommend Alex or another driver, you know, whenever you go, if you're not comfortable driving on those conditions.
The other thing with the conditions is that if you're heading Pacific coastal from the airport, there is a bridge that closes after 4 or 5 p.m.
It's 5, yeah.
5 because of the flooding. And so it's a privately owned bridge that the taxi drivers have relationships with and have a deal worked out. Because I think if you're driving your own car, 1, you have to make sure you're within the windows, and 2, you have to pay $5 or $10 a head or whatever it is.
Every time you go through. Every time you cross that bridge. So.
And it saves you a lot of time, and we'll get into that later on certain routes that you take. But so we were going to Tamarindo, and Tamarindo is this awesome surf town. It's very popular. It's very touristy of an area, but it still has like cultural feel to it. And
it does. It's a surf town, right? So it's got like the surfer, like laid back vibe. It's not like a massive, vibrant city, but there's a lot to do when you do go there.
And when I say like touristy, like there's a lot of Americans, Canadians, people who travel to go there for surfing purposes, but it's not the tourism that I would say, like there's not McDonald's everywhere. There's not Hooters.
Like Senior Frogs like on the corner or anything like that.
All independently run businesses, and we love that kind of vibe. And so we went there for a day trip when we were in Costa Rica in 2022, and we were like, wow, this city is so cool. I wish we had more than 8 hours. And so we were like, this first half of the trip, like our first 2 nights, let's actually go out there and have a weekend there.
We decided to spend, the whole weekend there before then spending the rest of our trip at Las Catalinas.
Yep. So Tamarindo was super fun. The weather was not amazing.
Not super
I
fun.
will say October, November is the tail end of rainy season. Ironically enough, like the bookends of rainy season are when the most rain happens.
Yeah.
So I believe rainy season begins sometime in early summer, late spring, and then it ends in November, essentially. So we were there.
I think literally November 1st is like when it just doesn't rain anymore.
Which was crazy is the beginning of our trip had so much rain and the end of it had no rain at all. So it was still beautiful. Like we did a lot of walking around the city, getting a feel for the restaurants. There was like a surf tournament going on there, which was really cool to see. And even in the rain.
We packed our ponchos. We went for it. But just keep in mind, if you are traveling during rainy season, some of the businesses are going to be closed. And we came across that. Some of the bars that we had heard of, some of the places.
All right, so we booked on Airbnb. It is a place called Sunrise Condos. And we had 3 couples with us total, including us.
At that time,
for the front part of this trip. And so we really each wanted our own bedroom and bathroom for this portion. And so we booked a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom condo. And it was on the ground floor. Sunrise Condos was awesome. It was in the heart of Tamarindo. It was a block off from the beach. You're in the heart of it all with the restaurants and shops and all that good stuff.
Not a very long walk.
And I think we paid about $150 per couple per night. So the total price was about $900 for the 2 nights. But again, it could have easily slept 8 people, even 9 if you wanted to put someone on the pull-out couch. So we just wanted that extra comfort to kick off the trip and didn't want any couple to have to sleep on the couch off the bat. So
yeah, everybody was okay with that. So we went for it, and it was great. Sunrise Condos. Ironically
enough, although it was raining during our travel over there, the sun peaked out for sunset. And it was amazing. We found a happy hour bar called Walter's Place.
Yeah.
And Courtney and I posted a TikTok about it. It actually went very, very viral. And we had so many people commenting because I said something in the TikTok about how Tamarindo is super fun, super unique, and a great place for like $2 beers. At happy hour, and people were like, there's no, like, it's very expensive there, it's very touristy. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, no, we were getting buckets of beers, 6 beers for like $10.
And I think I'm not a really big beer drinker, so I was drinking margaritas, and they were maybe 4 or 5 on happy hour. So the prices were not bad with happy hour at all.
Yeah, I didn't feel that was like an expensive place at all. It was right on the beach. We had to watch sunset. We had some chips and guac and salsa, and it was like a very cheap tab for 6 people.
Cheap place.
And then we went to dinner at
your favorite place,
El Mercandito. It's super cool, guys. I just love these concepts where it's like a food hall. It's an outdoor food hall, and it had so much like greenery and trees and palm trees and everything.
There's a bar in there that's actually made out of a boat too, which is
like the hull
cool.
of a sailboat, and the bar is built in, and that's like the centerfold.
Yeah.
And then every type of restaurant on the outside, and it's fast casual, right? You go up, place your order, you get one of the little buzzers, and then you get amazing food.
Everybody got something they liked. It's just a good like casual place to go. And what was super fun about that night too is they were teaching dance lessons. I think the bachata.
We'll
was
put
what
the
it was.
we'll put the video in right
Maybe
here.
I
of
could
the
be wrong
girls
on the dance
dancing.
type, but it was so fun, and it was again like a rainy night, but it was covered. We had a blast, so it was a great time.
Yeah,
there.
and we finished off with just one drink at Pacifico.
Which was a good bar. We got there a little early, I think. We were all kind of tired, so we went in for the night a little bit early, but I think it gets pretty fun like late night.
Yeah, and we were there on a Saturday night, so I think we missed the like party crowd, but it was just such an early morning. I think our flight was at 5 a.m. that morning, so
Yeah.
people were like, okay,
So
bed
tired.
at 10, let's get caught up on sleep, all is good, and it was a little rainy too, so we are just like, all right. So went to bed, beds were super comfortable. Like that place was really cool. I highly recommend you guys checking out Sunrise Condos when you guys stay there. Sunday is our first full day in Tamarindo, and very, very rainy. Very rainy, like our rainiest day.
Yeah, like it didn't stop the whole day.
In the morning, I got up, and before the rain started, I went for a run on the beach, and it was so cool because the tide went all the way out, and so the beach was just massive, and people were prepping for the surf competition that was happening.
Yeah.
And then it started raining, but the squad was like, guys, we're gonna make a day of it. People put on bathing suits and rain jackets, and we went to this place, Santa Rita Cafe.
Yeah, that was a really great place. If you're looking for a good like brunch, it was so fresh. I think they had like good vegan and vegetarian options if that's your vibe. If not, they had like full breakfast platters. We got
Good
the best banana bread I've ever had in my life.
it was incredible.
That was very good, but everything could not recommend it highly enough. We actually
Super
went there
affordable.
on Monday morning too. So.
Yeah, way less than coffee shops here. I mean, you're talking like $3 lattes and, $2 banana. Like, it was a very
Sweet people, just
cute
great.
place. Highly recommend. And then after the coffee, we went over to watch the surf competition, which
Figured.
was really cool.
It was really cool.
El Vaquero / Volcano Brewing.
Yeah, so there's a bar over by where the surf competition was, and it's called El Vaquero. And then there's a restaurant called Volcano Brewing, and obviously a brewery. And that was nice. It was raining, so we just grabbed like a little palapa and had some drinks under there. And
I got in the water. No one else got in the ocean, but I got in the ocean because we were already soaking wet, so why not? Water was super warm and felt amazing. But one thing I will note is the Pacific. The color of the water down there, especially in these surf towns where the sand is constantly getting churned up, it's not going to be like this beautiful crystal blue. Like once you get out a little further into the Pacific, like we'll talk about later when we did our sailboat excursion, the water is gorgeous blue.
Really pretty.
Right there in Tamarindo, nothing to run home about from a water clarity perspective.
Yeah.
But super clean. The sand's amazing. Just had a great time there.
It was a great one. And then we went over to a place called Patagonia Steakhouse and had a very nice hearty lunch.
This place is highly rated in Tamarindo, and I believe they have a secondary location over near Flamingo Beach, and loved it. I mean,
It was very good.
cocktails were crazy handcrafted. Like they really put a lot of effort into them, and then the food was really, really good.
Fabulous.
So
Fantastic.
we'd recommend going there for dinner, and if you guys want a slightly more casual experience, go for lunch.
Yeah.
And then as the rain continued, we played some games inside.
Took a break.
Jumped in the pool.
Yeah.
It was all good. And then everyone showered up, and we went and had a drink at Chiquita's. Mm-hmm. Where was Chiquita's? I'm trying to...
Chiquita's was... we were trying to go somewhere else. And then we ended up at Chiquita's, remember? Because it was closed.
Okay,
So
I
it was like
remember
over,
Chiquita's.
but I couldn't tell you where it
Okay,
is.
yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's
All right.
fine. Whatever.
So after we showered up, we went and had a drink at Chiquita's, and then we had dinner at Bamboo Sushi
was
Restaurant.
my favorite restaurant of the whole trip. It was so good. I got a sushi roll with a plantain on the top.
Yeah.
And that was my best meal.
Food was the highlight. It's my understanding it's connected to Patagonia and that it's under the same ownership
Restaurant group,
group
yeah.
as Patagonia, and the food there was unbelievable. Like if you were going to Tamarindo and you only had one place for dinner, we would recommend going to Bamboo Sushi.
If you like sushi.
If you like sushi, seafood, I mean everything,
If
everything
it's your
was
vibe.
amazing.
If you don't like that kind of food, then Patagonia.
And then we went and had just one last drink at Sharky's, and we walked around a little bit. Sharky's is like a sports bar, indoor, outdoor vibe,
Yeah.
lots of TVs, and just was
cool.
a good way
It
to
was fun.
end our Sunday night.
Our very rainy Sunday.
That's right. So then we get into Monday, and Monday is our kind of transfer day. So we have made really good friends with an amazing couple here in Greenville, South Carolina that owns property in Las Catalinas. And Las Catalinas is this unbelievable Italian-themed, no car, basically resort, but it's very much like home based.
It feels like a town. Like they built it to feel like it is its own little town. You know, there's multiple restaurants, but at the end of the day, it is kind of like a resort in the way that there are like the restaurants there. Everything's close by. It's walkable. There's no cars, like that kind of vibe. But
yep, they have a convenience / grocery store on site, probably the most expensive in all of Costa Rica. So we would recommend provisioning beforehand. We did that. So when Alex picked us up from Tamarindo and we're heading now another hour drive to Las Catalinas, we stopped at a grocery store and we provisioned for the entire week for 8 people because now we had another couple flying in and joining us. I think we spent about $750, $800, but that was for a ton of food. That was all of our breakfast, half of our lunches,
drinks,
and all the drinks,
alcohol there, everything. It was called Mega Super. If you go, that's the one. Yeah,
great spot to stop. And then when we got to Las Catalinas, we checked into where we were staying, which is this just gorgeous, beautiful 6-bedroom home. And we're very fortunate to have those friends who, allowed us to stay. We created some content for them, and we would recommend staying in Las Catalinas if you guys can. They have a hotel on site.
Yes.
And then they also do the Airbnb, VRBO, like
rental properties. They have condos, they have standalone houses, all the things. So you got a lot of options if you're wanting to stay there.
And we went to dinner at Ponciana, which is their on-site, one of their on-site restaurants. Yeah. Italian pizzas, pastas for the most part, some
great
seafood.
Dinner, great drinks.
Yeah, we had a really nice table there too in this outdoor covered area. It was an 8-person table and great service. I mean, amazing staff there. So that was Monday. It was kind of like the chill day, first day for our new friends getting in, and then woke up Tuesday and we went to the pool. So if you are renting by owner, it's my understanding that you do not automatically get access to their like pool club area.
The amenities and things.
They have a gym on site and they have a couple pools. They're infinity pools. There's an adults only pool. There's a lap pool and a family pool. And so we paid $15 per person to have access for the day, which is totally worth it for us because it was a nice day. You get poolside drink service, and what was really cool is right where the adults only pool is and the trees that block the beach from the pool, there's monkeys.
Like a lot.
So many. And you can just sit there and enjoy and see them come by, and baby monkeys, and they're eating the leaves, and it's just
they're howler monkeys, and so they like literally howl, and it's so fun to watch them, and it's a good spot. So
and we basically did that all day and really just like relaxed. It was really nice. And then we went back, got ready for dinner. Sunset's super early, so we're talking like 5:30 in October, November in Costa Rica, which it's not my favorite thing. I love like a 7:30, 8 p.m. sunset, more daylight. I'm sure most people do. But you can be at the beach, and that's what I like. I love being in the ocean. I love being on the beach during sunset. And so we're able to do that, watch sunset, and still have an hour and a half to go back to the place, shower up, get ready, all that good stuff. But for this night in particular, we went to our favorite cocktail sunset place.
Yeah, it's called Sentido Norte. It is right up the hill from where we were staying. It's still on the property of Las Catalinas, but it's like a little bit up, so you can just get a little golf cart and they'll take you up the mountain to go to Sentido Norte. But it is probably our favorite sunset spot that we've ever watched one.
Unfortunately, the night that we were here this go around, we didn't have the perfect sunset, but they still do this whole like sunset ceremony. You get to hit the gong. Someone hits the gong when
I hit it last year.
Sunset.
I got chosen.
And there's an infinity pool down there, and they're playing house music. They have a DJ. It's
fire like shoots up from the infinity pool at sunset. Is so cool. It's really cool. It's a really cool spot. And then the drinks, the appetizers, all of that you can order kind of like at your little table watching sunset, the bar area. And then after that, you can transition to the little dining room area, which is just right across the way. And their food and drinks there are fabulous.
And that's exactly what we did. And Courtney and I split a dinner and an appetizer, and it was really not bad at all. I think we came out at like $70 for the two of us. Each had a drink, each had an appetizer, and split an entree, and that was fine.
Like that,
And then we just had a cocktail prior to that. Highly recommend going to Sentido Norte, guys. Add it to your list. It is such a cool vibe.
Yes.
And then Wednesday was our big excursion day.
Yes.
One of 2 big excursion days that we do. So we normally mix in like very relaxation, balance it out with a very busy and excursion-based day. So this one was UTV and jet ski excursion that we booked with Flamingo Adventures.
Love them.
Amazing, guys. So The excursion place is about a 10-minute drive from Las Catalinas.
We had Alex pick us up and take us.
It's in Playa Potrero.
Yes.
And so super easy. You check in, you get your ATVs, we did ATVs the first time, we did UTVs this time. We found that UTVs are a little nicer on the body. They don't hurt quite as bad if you're doing some like serious terrain.
You also don't get like quite as dirty, like quite as dusty.
Yeah.
Still dusty, but not as bad.
This one we had like a nice like shield and we had some room in the back, and so we were able to bring a cooler with waters, beers, have a speaker so we could listen to music during it, and we had a 3-hour UTV excursion and we just explored Flamingo Beach. We got some elevation.
We requested to go this time around to a rainforest area, and he actually, our guy Darwin, he took us to a waterfall, and that was super fun. A few of us jumped off, and yeah, it was just a great
refreshing.
excursion.
It was like an hour up, jump in the waterfall, hang out, and then we took a slightly different route back. And then with the last 45 minutes, we stopped at this locals bar/restaurant. Got to have arguably the best beer of the trip because you're like so dehydrated and it's hot and you feel dirty. And then they do these delicious like Mexican lager beers. I think we had a Corona, and they've got salt and lime, and it's just like the most quenching thing possible. So we hung out there.
Fantastic.
And then we took the UTVs to a jet ski location.
Yeah.
The jet ski portion of the trip, I could say, it's up to you. It depends on your adventure level. The UTVs were so much fun, and that was 3 hours. And then you basically had 45 minutes on the jet ski. It is very rough where...
That's all we needed was the 45 minutes. Yeah, I don't know if it was the time of year that we went. I don't know if it was just the day, but it was rough. Like, I mean, we were hitting waves, and it was...
And we just drive, and it was like a scenic thing, but it was so rough that it was like almost even tough to like be looking because, you know, you want to make sure that you're not like crushing the waves.
Right, and I was like on the back, like holding on to him like this.
I love a jet ski tour where we can like drive around, pull up to a beach, get off, jump in the water, swim a little bit, and explore. And the guides that we had were not the same guides from the UTV excursion. They kind of like passed us off. Yeah. And so it's just up to you. If you're dying to do jet skis, you've never done it before, it can totally be fun. We've done jet skis before in Aruba, beautiful crystal blue water. It's a different experience out there than it is. So the UTVs couldn't recommend more. Jet skis, you know, use that information for yourself. And then we went to
Anders.
Okay, so we told our
guy,
Darwin, hey, we just want some good local food. Where's like a restaurant that's like highly rated, but it's not like we're gonna pull it up and it's gonna be all over TripAdvisor or whatever. Crazy. And so he recommended Anders, which he said was one of his buddies, and I was like,
he said it's his friend's restaurant.
Are you just taking us to your buddy's place, or is it actually good? This was almost, besides the sushi.
This was your best meal of the trip.
The best meal of the trip.
The sushi was mine. This was also very good, but this was your favorite meal.
We get in there and we asked the chef just to prepare what he recommends for the table. And so he did 2 seafood ceviche platters, basically, which had shrimp, octopus, fish, and some fried like vegetables and stuff in there too. There was. And it was all cooked right in the lime juice and just super clean. Really great, super fresh. And then for the entrees, each couple shared. So we had 4 of the identical dish, and it was a seared ahi tuna with some sort of potato puree, mashed potato concept.
It was like their special of the day, but it was
melts
so
in your mouth. I'm putting the pictures up or the videos up right here. But the food there was so good. I could not believe how deliciously prepared the tuna was.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it is the kind of place too that you pull up and you're like, you know, it's a very modest, like you can see the whole kitchen from the table. And the kitchen is very small. It's one chef and maybe a sous chef, and that's about it.
They knew we were coming because they had like a nice tablecloth and like some table decor, and we were like, guys, like we're pretty easy going, like it's all good. But we took really good care of them because they took really good care of us.
It was awesome.
And that was a highlight for sure. And then we went to the beach. So this was the night that I got to swim in the ocean during sunset.
This is nice.
Played some volleyball with Luke on the beach, just peppered, and got some great photos and videos there. Just a beautiful, beautiful sunset this night.
That night was, very pretty. I think it's also very pretty on the Las Catalinas beach because that beach is actually a black sand beach.
Volcanic.
And so, it's a volcanic sand. And so it looks, it just enhances like the
it's so cool.
sunset. So very cool. And then we just grabbed dinner at a place called Papago Brew
Yeah.
House. That's also on Las Catalinas property. Very good. It's like the brewery area. So just kind of some bar food, but really great.
Yep. And then we don't normally do this, but this was just the way that the trip worked out because some people were leaving earlier than others and some people had certain like work meetings and stuff. So in back-to-back days, we did excursions. So we did Serendipity Charters on Thursday, and that is one of the best excursions that I've ever done. Every time we go on a trip, we do a water-based excursion, whether it is a catamaran or a sailboat or a center console powerboat. We're getting in the water or on the water somehow. And
Always.
Serendipity has been the most consistent that we've ever done. The staff is amazing. The boat is incredible. It's premium beverages. The food is unbelievable, and you just tell them what you want to do.
Yeah.
And so first time we did it, we went snorkeling and we went to this like beach area, and this go around and the first time we saw some incredible whales, which I'll put up here.
Yes, amazing.
And then the second go around, it was just like kind of sailing, listening to music. Also went to a cove.
Yeah, some swim spots, things like that through the day. Like you said, you're getting like the premium drinks and everything, but then you're also getting snacks in the form of like fresh guacamole and chips. You're getting a bean dip. There was fruit, and then there's also a taco lunch, which so good. Yeah,
so we could not recommend them more.
They're amazing.
If you have a group of 8 people and you want a luxury experience, I mean, it's not going to be the $80 per person excursion. Right. This is a private. I think they do semi-private, and you can get in that more $80 to $100 per person range. But if you want to really treat yourself, this is an amazing excursion. It picks up from Flamingo Beach Marina, which has its new development, and it's got some coffee shops and restaurants and bars right there too. So before and after your charter, but
kind of hang out there. But
awesome.
Highly recommend. It's a splurge that you should do when you go.
And then when we got off, we took the hike. It's not really a hike. It's a mile flat walk. Some of our friends will say it's a hike. To Coco Loco. Coco Loco is just like the most fun little beach bar.
You have to walk now. Listen, if you're walking from the marina to Coco Loco, you have to walk down a very dark road. There are no lights, and you might think that you're going the wrong way. You're not. Just keep going, and then you're gonna see some lights. And
trust
then
Google Maps on that one and just follow it. But the food there is so fun. The drinks are amazing. Like the staff, the music, the energy. Coco Loco is awesome.
When you go, you should order what we got, which is a steak that they bring out raw, and that then you cook on a volcanic rock that's 400 degrees.
Don't touch the rock. One of our buddies did. He was like, "This can't be hot." Touches it. Yep.
Hot.
Yeah, his fingers are toast. And that was just great experience.
That was awesome. Definitely go there.
And then Friday, we went to one of our other favorite little surf towns. So you got Tamarindo is to the south on the Pacific western coast of Costa Rica. And then you've got Las Catalinas, Playa Potrero, Flamingo Beach kind of in the middle. And then an hour north of there, you have Playa del Coco. Yes. And I think this is my favorite beach town that we've seen.
One. Yeah,
because it's not as large as Tamarindo, but it still has that like good energy that a beach town has.
But it feels even more local because not as many tourists go there.
That's right. And there's great beach bars, and there's just like very nice fine dining and some breweries and really cool. So we just hung at the beach, played volleyball. Yeah. Braxton and I raced. That was fun. I smoked
Braxton
him.
pulled his hamstring.
Yeah, Braxton definitely injured his lower half of his body. We had drinks and some snacks at Tortuga Bar. Really cool energy there.
That's a good one. We stopped for a pizza at Z's. That was really good.
And then we went to Coconut's Brew House, which is really good. That place is a little on the pricier side, I would say, compared to some other places that are down there.
But you can tell the difference, like in the drinks, right? Like if I get a margarita there versus somewhere else, like I'm noticing like a big difference in it. So.
Look for our stickers all up and down Playa del Coco, because we did put them everywhere, guys. And
then we ended our day.
This was a recommendation from one of our, I guess, friend. We met him 2 years ago when we were out there, and then
he was our one of our waiters. He was at Coconuts. He used to work at Coconuts.
Amazing guy. What is his name?
I know. I was trying to think. I was gonna say shout out. It's the little chicken.
Oh, All right. His name is Poyito, and
that's his nickname. His name is Alex.
Little Chicken, and he's a little guy, and it is so. He's just such a funny guy. So we were like, he lives down there.
He knows the area. Like
we said, we want just great food. We want a really nice cocktail. Like, where would you recommend? And he said there's this new place called Numu Tap Room.
Did not disappoint. That place was so good. If I'm talking about my favorite drinks from the trip, those are my favorite drinks. I ordered 2 drinks that were like made with like Costa Rican liquor. So good. Number 1, they were the cheapest ones on the menu because they're made with that. But number 2, like fresh the care food that they put in those, like they lit it on fire. Like it was like truly a craft cocktail, like truly an art. And all the bartenders and the wait staff were just so kind and like so awesome there. So
we did a shout out for them, and we can drop it in here right now. And just photos and videos of the food and drinks were amazing.
That's a must.
So then we got picked up again from Alex, from someone on Alex's team. And because it was 8-9 p.m., and it was later, we were not able to take the shortcut that you can take when you go over the bridge through the private area. And so it was about an hour and a half, 45-minute drive home.
It's pretty lengthy.
And it only took us 45 minutes to get there. So it adds every bit of an hour to your return trip if you're going north. Now, my understanding is if you're going to Tamarindo, it's not affecting you from Las Catalinas. But if you go north, that's when this bridge is a time saver if you can go during the day. So use that for what you want. Highly recommend staying there all day, and for dinner, just be prepared on your drive home.
Long drive home.
Doesn't change the price, which is, it's
fantastic.
Still fantastic. I think we paid $100 each way for our group of 8.
Yes.
So $200 round trip for 8 people to go.
But again,
a good bit away.
Those hold up to 10 to 16 people in all of those. So
Saturday was, as the trip's starting to come to an end here, we grabbed coffee and smoothies at Center of Joy, which is their kind of yoga studio cafe on site.
A little meditation studio. Have yet to take an actual yoga class there. We wanted to, but maybe next time.
Timing didn't all work out there, but Las Catalinas is just amazing. We shot some content this day, hung by the beach, pool, saw more monkeys, got lunch at Pots and Bowls, which is their like fast casual kind of
Mediterranean almost,
all sorts of healthy bowls and such.
It was great. And then hung out a little bit more, and then grabbed dinner at Tamaki, which to my understanding is a newer restaurant at Las Catalinas. That is like their Asian restaurant. So again, got some more sushi that night. Very, very good.
So good. Yeah, I loved it there. And then Sunday was some of our friends were leaving.
Yeah, half the group left that day. Half of us stayed, us being in that half. Got some work done, hung by the pool, chilled.
Very chill. This was a trip of like highs and like action, go, 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 and some very just relaxing moments. Because it is a very chill place. Like Las Catalinas is its own little town, and you can just relax there and unwind. And we needed that because it was a long year. It was a lot of busyness at work and travel and all that. And so this was a very nice, like, kind of tail end of the trip. And we went back to dinner at Ponciana, and we had this awesome message from our server, Oscar.
My philosophy is very simple, that you are in Costa Rica, but you can be right now in Morocco, in Japan, Europe, Asia, and other countries. And I appreciate that you are here. When you arrive in Costa Rica, you got too many choices hotels. You choose Las Catalinas. Into Las Catalinas, you will have a lot of choices in the restaurant. You choose Ponciana, and into Ponciana, you got several choices of servers. So I appreciate that you choose me. So that fills my heart, and that is my main reason to give my best in the tables.
I love it, man. That's awesome. Well said. And then we went to bed, and Monday was our travel home day. We shot a couple more videos, got to run on the beach. I love running barefooted on the sand. Like, there's something about, because I sweat a lot, and I love being able to jump in the ocean or the pool right after. So
that's his favorite thing.
That's a highlight for me, other than saunas and cold plunges and all that stuff.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, overall, like, we highly recommend Costa Rica. You can make it what you want, right? So you could be chill, and you could just hang out at Las Catalinas and go to the beach every day and have some really nice dinners, or you can be a little more adventurous. And that's one of the things that I really like about it, is like, you truly can just create your perfect itinerary. And hopefully some of this information is useful to you guys if you do end up going to Costa Rica. But yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself, guys. Courtney nailed that one. Thank you guys for following along. If you're not following on our other platforms, we'd love for you guys to check it out. And please, any feedback on these YouTube videos is much appreciated. That's one of our New Year's resolutions for 2024 is to post more frequent on YouTube, get to know you guys better, and hopefully just like provide more details and elaborate further on our experiences. But thank you guys so much. Check out our next video about Explorer Journeys. That was an amazing luxury cruise that we took. Cheers.